everyone, and welcome to TTSL. We are here for Season 1, Round 9 of the Championship, which brings us to the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez in Mexico City, Mexico. One of the only tracks on the calendar that is actually above sea level. And these guys, of course, do have 2 races ahead, 17 corners that the track offers, and it's going to be a promising night of racing with the top 4 all in with a chance of winning the title. 22 points separating the driver's standings at the minute. Of course, good evening everyone, I'm James Head, going to be taking you through the stream here for TTSL. I'm not joined by Malc this week. If you're wondering where he is, obviously he did say his farewells to us last week in TTSL, and of course we do wish him well in future endeavours, and I'm sure you will see him back on this channel very soon indeed. Meantime, you've got me to carry you through to the rest of the season, so let's get on with things and review last week. Mashiro taking the win in the first race. What a legendary race last week from Mashiro, beating Storm and Key in that terrific battle in race 1, and then a repeat pretty much of race 2. Storm getting first, Maximus second, and Jeffrey in third, and it is Maximus who takes the championship lead for the first time I think this season. He's on 180 points out in front. He's 9 points clear of Jeffrey in second. A further 9 points behind in third is Hades on 162 points, and Mashiro is in fourth after a really great week last week, 158 points. He's 4 points behind Hades. As I say, top 4 separated by 22 points out here on track tonight. It's going to be literally so close. Mays in 5th on 120. Lord Hulton giving him some trouble there for 5th. He's on 119 points, with White Lord Billy in 7th on 110, and Key in 8th on 91. Pariah and Shumi, the Toro Rosso and the Williams team, 58 and 54 respectively in 9th and 10th. Then we've got Charlie on 52. Storm, after a very good debut week last week, he is back once again, and he should be ready to really continue on his form. He's on 43 points. Conti's on 42. Back Viking on 39. Passel's on 34. Atlas Copo on 30. S. Graham on 6. And Daniil on 2 points after his debut last week. Haas currently lead the way, and if you thought the driver's standings was as close, the constructors is even closer. Haas lead on 214 points, Red Bull in second on 211, and McLaren in third on 210. 4 points. You can literally throw a blanket over the top 3 within the standings. Racing Point in 4th on 196, Mercedes in 5th on 180. I've got to be honest, I can only see the top 5 constructors taking it. They're still in contention. Alfa Romeo in 6th on 158, Renault in 7th on 134, Ferrari in 8th on 126, with Toro Rosso in 9th on 103, and Williams in 10th on 80 points. Of course, we are here at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, as I've already alluded to at the beginning of the stream. It is one of the only tracks that is above sea level on the calendar. 3 DRS zones for the drivers to ensure that they get the best overtaking opportunities. 1 down the main straight, 1 down towards turn 4 toward the end of the first sector, and also an added DRS zone after the S section through towards turn 12 and through to the stadium section, of course formerly a baseball stadium. First race actually held here in the 1950s. Let's have a tune in then to see how you guys are doing in the chat tonight on what promises to be a legendary night of racing here in TTSL. Of course, it is Valentine's Day as well. Do show us some love and show your love for the drivers as well out on track here tonight. You can show me some love if you want. If you feel like you really need to, you can show me some love as well. Maze coming in and saying, yeah, Key's actually mentioning that Maze is actually quite fast around here. Did you beat my time? It was only 900ths off in practice, it seems. Maze has been racing with a broken toe as well. Hopefully that does recover soon. Good evening to everyone that is tuning in as well. And Key saying, think this will be a really good race. I've got to agree. I think if it's a repeat of last week in Russia, where we had a terrific battle between Storm and Key in race 1, can that be continued on to race 2? Let's hope so. I think Storm not able to make it tonight. I think he's got work commitments. The 10-second countdown is now on until we get one-shot qualifying underway for race 1. I'll remind you, if you are new to TTSL, well, where have you been for the last 8 weeks, honestly? It is Mexico, of course. It is the penultimate round of the championship, and you're more than welcome to tune in here to TTSL on a Friday night on what promises to be. I don't think I've been this excited for a race on paper as I am tonight. I think the racing tonight, as long as it's the same quality as what we saw in Russia, I honestly think tonight will be the title deciding moment for some of these guys. If it condenses everyone up, the top four in the driver's standings, if it condenses those four guys up, then I think we're in for a real treat next week as we go to the season finale at Interlagos, a track that of course has played host to many championship battles over the past. Felipe Massa, Lewis Hamilton of course in 2008, and recently Vettel, and he won the championship of course there after that historic 2012 race. It was the third of his championships that he had won for Red Bull out of the 4 or 5 that he has won. 15 drivers then out on track tonight, and of course this is one-shot qualifying, so we will stick on board with whoever we get chosen to go on board with, and hopefully you guys, as I say, are doing well in the chat. Do show your support for any of the drivers that are out there. You can show support for me. I will try and provide you, the guys, the love and the energy for tonight's action here in Mexico after a real terrific night last week in Russia at the Sochi Autodrome. Atlas Coppo then on a lap, the Williams driver about to start us off, and it is dry. Of course there's the full track maps, and now running down towards the DRS, opens up the DRS zone now, can reach in excess of 210 mile an hour on the run down the straight, and Atlas Coppo a little way behind. Charlie and Maximus interestingly going for a set of medium compound of tyres. They will have to start on that set of tyres as Atlas Coppo goes through turn 1. They've got to be careful through here, through the first couple of corners. Don't want to overrun the curb slightly. That was nice though from Atlas Coppo in 10th currently, as Charlie is retired from the session. Looks like that might have been an invalidation. Atlas Coppo 28.2 through the first sector. Billy, Key, Mashiro, Conti, Hades, main championship protagonists right up there already as Atlas Coppo just takes it wide through the double right-hander now, coming through towards the S section. A very difficult section out on track. We're about half the way through the lap. Passels has retired from the session as well. The Belgian is out of the session. Atlas Coppo now through the S section. Wants to try and floor this through very nicely indeed. Takes a very high 6th gear to try and maximise the run. As Mashiro currently leads us a 56.6 from Atlas Coppo. And now this is the baseball stadium where the old track literally meets the new. Mashiro, Key, Billy out on top. Conti right up there with Hades. Atlas Coppo in 8th currently through the final corner. Difficult to run through there, but coming across the line, and Mashiro takes it with a 1:15.1. Atlas Coppo's lap time a 1:16.2, so about 1.1 seconds off the top spot there for Atlas Coppo, the Norwegian. But it's Mashiro continuing on a very good race one in Russia. Can he do it again in Mexico? Well, he's out on top in one-shot qualifying by a 10th.5 from Key in 2nd. Billy in 3rd, top 3 separated by less than 3/10 with Conti in 4th and Mays in 5th. A good lap from him. Lord Hulton in 6th, top 6 separated by less than a second with Hades in 7th, Pariah in 8th, Atlas Coppo in 9th and Jeffrey rounding off the top 10. About a 10th.5 separating 7th to 10th there. Vax Viking is in 11th, 1.5 seconds down. Schumi in 12th and Maximus, he's got it all to do. He's on a set of medium compound of tyres. He's 2.1 seconds off there in one shot. He starts in 13th, and Passels and Charlie with their invalidations on the lap, not setting a time at all. Of course, if you are just tuning in, welcome to my world, welcome to TTSL. It's round 9 of the championship. This is Mexico, and this promises to be a real action-packed night of racing. As we can see, some of the flags actually flying through the grandstand there, which is quite terrific. There is a European flag there, even though we are in South America. I don't know how the EU flags have followed us to South America, but there we go. Post-Brexit world for you, that, I think that is. As we have a look then at some of the comments while we get into the formation lap, of course. Storm saying he didn't get an invite. If somebody can send Storm an invite for the second race, that'll be much appreciated. Hopefully we will get that invite out to you, and hopefully, as I say, you're not going to miss out on much action. 15 drivers still is a very good attendance. Looking at some of the comments as well, Odd R. Kritberg coming in. I hope I pronounced that right. Come on back to Viking, Pariah and Shumi. So clearly the OWR camp is in there with what the YWR camp, and the OWR camp, of course, in with that. Gaming Ollie coming in saying and YWR, and also we've got more Norwegian support in there. Plenty of support from the Norwegians. That's what we like to see here in TTSL, bringing the community together for one purpose and one purpose only, and that's to provide you with the best possible action out on track. The top 10, of course, starting on a set of soft compound of tyre. They qualified on that set of soft compound of tyre, and really there's only 2 compounds of tyres I would think that'll be available to the drivers. Medium compound of tyres being the other one, I think, for a 25% race. But she will then lead us on the formation lap, coming towards the S section, so pretty much around halfway through the lap here. Can the McLaren man continue on his good form from race 1 in Russia? Of course, he took that win after a legendary battle between Storm and Key last week in Sochi. I will never forget that battle for as long as I'm here as a TTG commentator. Mashiro, though, looking, I think, to probably try and egg this gap out early on. Of course, this is just a formation lap. Just speaking about some of the strategies as well. Shumi, Maximus, Parcells and Charlie, the bottom 4, 12th to 15th, all on the set of medium compound of tyres. So they will have to come in for a set of softs, I think, around lap 10. The soft runners, I think you can probably see in from around lap 7, lap 8 maybe, out on track, providing, of course, that they have got tyre wear and they manage their tyres effectively. All the cars now beginning to come around the final corner, and we are moments away here in Mexico for the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez for TTSL. Round 9 of the championship is just moments away. As I take a quick drink of my non-alcoholic drink. It is Coke, by the way, if you are wondering, and you like to tune in knowing what I'm drinking on a night. There's no alcohol for me involved tonight, but the 5 red lights are about to come on here for a legendary night of racing in Mexico. It is. Lights out and away we go. Who's got the better start? I think Mashiro gets a very good launch off the line. Key will try and come across and get in that slipstream. We've already got 4 wide in the background. Looks like Lord Holton, Mays, Hades has got a very good start indeed. Hopefully everyone going to be clean down towards turn 1. Mashiro, Key lead the way. Key trying to go around the outside then on Mashiro. The Japanese driver through turn 2 now has held on for the lead through the early stages. There's a bit of contact in the background. I think Passel's might have been caught up there with Charlie, but Mashiro leads then as they come through the first sector, and Mashiro leads from Key in second, Billy in third. Good start by Mays. He's up to 4th with Hades in 5th, Pariah 6th, Conti 7th. Just rolling down the 3. Yeah, Passel's was the one that was caught up in an earlier incident. We didn't quite see what happened. There's a bit of front wing damage there for Charlie. He's lost his right side end plate. He will have to come into the pits, but Mashiro leads the way. 0.5 of a second, has got a very good start indeed, and is pulling out that gap through the S section. Billy right on the back of Key. Of course, Billy just got to be wary of any penalties around here, because this track can be a bit of a penalty haven. Key then defending through the middle of the track. Billy trying to go around the outside there, not quite. Conti then on Pariah. Pariah goes in a little bit too deep, and Conti will be looking to try and complete this move around the outside. The 2 Red Bulls nearly get close together as Jeffrey is trying to fight his way through. Lord Holton has gone through on back to Viking further down the field, but Mashiro with an absolute flyer of a start. He's 1.2 seconds clear from Key in second, Billy in third, Mays in 4th, Hades in 5th, and on settling down. A very good start to the race. Charlie is into the pits. I think Passells will be probably in as well. No Passells, no damage. Conti has gone through on Pariah. Storm has joined, which is very good indeed, and Jeffrey lunges it down the inside of Pariah. Lake breaking move. Danny Rick S. Pariah trying to go up the inside, and they're both round. Jeffrey and Pariah, both round. The Toro Rosso and the Red Bull team coming together. I think Pariah was trying to go up the inside there. Difficult on the camera angle to see. Hopefully we'll get that one sorted out by the stewards. But on settling down, everyone's spread out quite evenly now. It's Mashiro who leads by about a second, from Key in second, Billy in third. Mates with a good start in 4th. Let's have a look at the first 2 laps, see who's gained the most positions, and it's Maximus in 9th, who's gained 4 positions from 13th place. 2 positions gained respectively for Atlas, Coco and Hades, and 1 position gained respectively for Maze, who we're on board with now. Back to Viking, Shumi and Passells have all gained a position out on track. Mashiro then still leading the way through the baseball section, as Passells has actually retired that is through the S section. On the exit of the S section, of course, no safety car will come out. That car will be recovered, but there's no safety car here in any TTSL, in any TTG leagues, as Billy tries to close in on the back of Key. This is without DRS. The only DRS, the DRS will now be enabled on the second DRS zone on this lap, as they'll come through turn 3 and down towards turn 4 towards the end of the first sector. That's where the DRS zone will become, and you should see Billy begin to hone in on this. In fact, it'll be the other DRS zone on the other side of the track. Hades then ran on the back of Maze in the meantime. This is the 4th and 5th position. Hades, of course, a main championship protagonist. Some of the main championship contenders well up there within the field early. It's Mashivo who leads by 1.4 seconds, and I'll just remind you of the standings coming into tonight, as we've got a little bit of a break in the action. Hades right on the back of Maze currently. Maximus on 180 points, he's currently in 9th. Jeffrey on 171 points in 2nd, he's currently in 12th. Hades is in 3rd, who we're on board with now, he's in 5th position out on track. And Mashiro, who is leading the race, is also a title contender, and he's only 22 points off the top spot. And with Maximus gaining limited points at this stage, you would imagine that Mashiro will be out to claim victory here tonight. We're on to lap 4 then. Billy has picked up a 3-second time penalty, but Mashiro leads by 1.2 seconds. Key in 2nd. Let's see if Hades is going to get the move done then on Maze, the Ferrari in the Racing Point, getting down. The Pink Panther of the Racing Point is through. He's going to defend the inside line. I don't think he needs to, really. It's already job done. And Hades is through, and he's up to 4th position. Lord Holton getting through on Atlas Copo. A good move there from the Alfa Romeo driver, and he's up to 7th. Atlas Copo just running a bit wide. Again, Billy picking up a 3-second time penalty, getting close to the back of Key. Doesn't want to try and launch it down the inside through turn 4, and he was personal best within the first sector, the fastest first sector of anyone set out on track by Billy. Mashi will then lead still by 1.6 seconds. There's not really much happening further down the field. Max Viking about 5 tenths away from Maximus at this stage, but the Japanese man out in front got a very good start indeed. Key is just powering it through the S section. Billy again just cutting across the line, and this is beginning to actually bring Billy back into play through that run. Hades and Maze beginning to come into this as well, so we could have a 4-way battle for second easily developing out on track. It looks like Mashiwa has broken the toe out of Key at the minute, and it's 1.5 seconds the gap, and the McLaren is coming around the final corner to start onto lap 5. Already we're through onto lap 5, and Mashiwa still leads. Key in 2nd, Billy 3rd, Hades in 4th, Maze in 5th. I don't think anyone is going to be close enough for a move down the straight. Billy getting closer to Key. We're right on board with this in the meantime. Jeffrey will close in on Shumi further down the field, and we'll try and pick up on this because I think this could be a job done manoeuvre, as I like to call it. The Red Bull going to saunter past the Williams, not even breaking sweat there. Jeffrey, and he's up into 11th place, and he needs as many positions as possible. Billy is down the inside of Key. Key sees him coming. Billy has had to take avoiding action, I think, over the curb. Key now back on the inside. This is into the double left-hand, the double right-hander, I should say. And Key back up the inside. Billy trying to give him no room at all. It's going to be the inside line to favour through here, and Billy looking like he is just cutting the corners a little bit and beginning to hold this pack up, because Hades is right on the back of this as well. Maze has dropped off slightly, but a 3-way battle for second, certainly developing out on track. All of this with Billy just beginning to hold these guys up, completing that move on Key. He's just holding these guys up, and Key, Hades and Maze are being held up at this stage in the race, and Mashivo getting away. As Viking is round in the S section, that is halfway through the S section there. He joins onto track as Hades is right on the back of Key. Key, of course, will have DRS on Billy. It's like a snake slithering down the straight. Mashiwo 2.3 seconds out in front, but Billy trying to break the toe off Key. Key trying to break the toe off Hades. This could be Key down the inside on Billy. Billy breaks early. Key absolutely saunters it past him, and he's through into second place. The Renault driver with a very late lunge, but the lunge paid off. Billy now right on the back. He doesn't have any DRS. He's going to be a bit prone to Hades and Maze possibly in behind. Billy looking to the inside line, but not close enough. Key has completed that move, and he's into second, and he needs that if he wants to have any sort of say within the championship standings here tonight. Of course, Key has only got 91 points this season. He'll be hoping for a bit of a late charge. Max Viking is into the pits to repair that front wing damage that he has picked up. So the Alpha Romeo man is into the pits from 14th position out on track. He's currently now in 14th, as I say. He was in 13th when he pitted. Charlie, of course, making that early pit stop. Let's have a look then and see what strategies there are. Charlie is on the set of hard compound of tyres. I'm not really surprised with him making that early pit stop. Mays then on the back of Hades. Of course, these guys will be aiming to corner towards the pits, probably from around the next lap, I would think. Hades run on the back of Billy, coming through the final corner. Anybody deciding to come into the pits? Yes, Billy is in, Hades is in, and Hades trying to get past Billy into the pits. I don't think I've seen that before around here in Mexico. Goodness me, he tried, he failed. Hades trying to get past Billy. He was right on the back of him. He took, obviously they're going on to a set medium compound and tyres. Let's see then if Hades has jumped Billy, and he has. Hades has jumped Billy in the pits. That was brave stuff from Hades, if I've got to be honest, but he has jumped Billy in the pits. And that is crucial. That is crucial for Hades, because he's getting another position out on track. He's now... obviously, if these guys close in, Mashivo could go out for another couple of laps. If Mashivo does that and goes out for another couple of laps, these tyres will warm quite quickly, and Hades should be in the net lead of the race. However, he will be in next second at this stage, with Mashivo leading by 2.6 seconds out on track. Oh, hopefully you guys are enjoying the action out on track, but Mashivo leads, still yet to come into the pits. There are the strategies, and pretty much everyone from Hades downwards have already been into the pits. Mashivo, Key, Conti, Jeffrey, Shumi and Pariah all yet to come into the pits. We're on board with Billy though, as he tries to hunt down on Hades through the S section. Just got to be careful, making that look very nice through there actually. And May's trying to catch up, but May's having a really good race so far. He's just staking his claim. Conti then comes past the line to go on for another lap. Looks like Jeffrey is going to come into the pits. Then Mashivo is onto a set of medium compound of tyres. Where is Billy and Hades and all of this? They're just coming around the final corner. That's Pariah going a little bit slowly in front of them. Mashivo then is going to be out of the pits, and you can see on the mini-map how far he's going to be clear. It's going to be about 3 seconds, I think, out on track as they come down the straight. Hades and Billy, Key just coming out the pits in a net 4th position. He's in 6th currently out on track, and Mays will try and look this down the inside, but not going to be close enough. The Ferrari man right on the back of the fellow countryman of Key in the Renault, of course. Billy then right on the back of Hades. Again, Hades just pulling away. He's got the DRS zone, and he is up to 4th position. Of course, jumping Billy in the pits, that could be quite key, with Key in behind. That could be quite key for him in the championship standings. Fastest first sector actually from Hades set. We should see we should see the fastest lap begin to come down. Fastest lap currently going to Mashivo on a 1:18 flat. Conti then leads. Jeffrey in second. These guys have got to be careful because they're still running around out on track. Conti will have priority to come into the pits. In fact, he's doing that now. So Conti is into the pits. Jeffrey, I think, has got a much enough of a gap to come into the pits, and obviously the crew will be ready for him, and Jeffrey is in fact coming into the pits now as he speeds it out of the pit lane. 5-second time penalty there picked up by Jeffrey. We did see that. Billy then right on the back of Hades. This is for next second. This is for 2nd place now out on track as Mashivo leads coming across the line. It's 2.2 seconds per gap, so a relatively similar gap to what he came out with before the pit stop. Billy again closing up on Hades, not going to be quite close enough. May's not getting any closer to Key down the straight either. Billy trying to ensure he's got the power through the corners, right on the back of Hades. He got a much better run through there. He's right in the toe. The Haas will switch to the inside. The Pink Panther of the Racing Point now on the outside line. Billy then down the inside. Can he overrun the curb? He doesn't. Hades is back up the inside, but Billy round the outside, always going to have the traction through there and always going to have the move done. So Billy is up to 2nd. Good move. He's just got to be careful on his penalties though. I think he might have picked up 9 seconds worth of penalties early on in this race so far, as Pariah picks up a 3-second time penalty. He's down in 13th position out on track. Mashivo then leads still by 2.5 seconds again, but he just cutting the track slightly. He's in 2nd, probably picked up a warning for that. Hades in 3rd with Key in 4th. Mays in 5th. These 5 are the main ones to watch. Conti in 6th, Lord Holton trying to catch in 7th. We're right on board with him for a little while. Maximus currently down in 10th, Jeffrey currently down in 9th. So 2 of the main championship contenders, in fact the top 2 in the standings. Maximus only gaining 1 point, Jeffrey only gaining 2 points respectively. These guys are going to be prone to Hades, who's in third. He's on 15 points. He's going to gain... Hades will be past Jeffrey in the championship standings. As we see, actually, Hades dabbing it down the inside there. Billy will try and switch it to the inside line. Not quite. Hades is through then on Billy. We just caught on board with that very late as I was waffling on like I normally do. Hades then is in second and he's ahead of Billy, and he pulls away by about 5/10 of a second there through on the straight towards turn 4. Yeah, so just catching up with what I was on board with the driver's standings. Currently as it stands out on track, with Hades now going into second, I think Hades is now in the championship lead. I could be totally wrong with that. I think Hades is in the he's not going to be in the championship lead. It's going to be 1 point between himself and Maximus at this stage. As it stands. It could all change still, of course, but as it stands, Hades will be into second in the championship, and there will be 8 points separating the top. In fact, no, Mashivo is going to take the lead of the championship. So, just speaking in terms, Mashivo's going to take the lead of the championship. He's obviously out in front. 158 points coming in tonight. He's on 25 now. He's going to be taking the championship lead in here. This is going to be so close. I'll try and work out the maths after the end of this race. Lord Hilton then right on the back of Conti in the meantime, on lap 11 out of 18, more than halfway through here in Mexico. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Lord Hilton sailing past Conti, doesn't even decide to put up a fight there, and Lord Hilton, the Norwegian, is through on Conti, the Dutchman, and the Alfa Romeo past the Red Bull for 6th position. Might be the easiest overtake you'll see all night. Billy then, 1,000th of a second up through the first sector. He's right on the back now of Hades once again. And Key beginning to get closed down by Mays slightly. Mashivel's still out in front by 3.2 seconds, and he's really taken this race by the scruff of the neck. He's been the cleanest driver out on track. I don't think he's picked up any penalties yet so far. So Mashivo is clearly leading the way out on track. Hades in second, Billy in third. Conti picked up a 3-second time penalty. That's on the entrance into the S section, picking up that. Mays has just made a slight mistake through the S section and has lost about 4/10 of a second there on Key, just looking at the timings. Charlie getting on the back of Shumi as well, 5/10 of a second between those guys. We'll try and click on board with that now, because I can see them just on the mini-map coming through the S section, and Charlie getting a much better exit through there. Shumi, obviously with the run out the corner, is going to have the move done. It's lap 12, Mashivo leads, Hades second, but now Billy beginning to hunt him down. It's like Jaws, don't get the music out, because Billy trying to go around the outside, not going to lunge in. I think Billy's just got to be careful. He doesn't want to put himself into a situation which is not really his. He'll have to wait for the DRS once again, but Hades getting the much better run out of turn 4 there, has just put the nail in the coffin, I think, for Billy's opportunity to get past him this lap, as Hades is then into second and stays second, and is not really catching Mashivo at this stage of the race either, as Conti is through on Lord Hulton, round the outside. He got the DRS through turn 3, then through into turn 4, and he gets the move done, does Conti, and he's back up into 6th. So the yo-yo effect, as I like to call it, beginning to happen here between these two. Billy again picking up another 3-second time penalty. Again, he's right on the back of Hades. He could get the move done here down towards turn 12. This will be quite bold if he can pull it off. Billy then down the inside. Hades will have to give him room. Billy completes the move done. Might have picked up a warning for that, but Billy has got the move done in a clean and fair manner, and that's what we like to see out on track. Obviously, he's just got to be careful on the penalties, as I allude to, as Hades was very wide out the final corner. Key then beginning to wet his lip, or nearly having a moment out the final corner, just losing that back end. Hades is going to sail past Billy on the straight. The Racing Point Pink Panther back past the Haas. Of course, they're going to be running a different livery for 2020 is Haas, with a new silver, like a grey silver matte finish, I think it is. Key right on the back there, wetting his lips at this stage. Lord Hulton has gone past Conti once again, just catching on board with that quite late on there. But Mashivo out in front, 4.2 seconds. Key trying to unlock the position, trying to get for third here. Hades in second, Billy in third, Key in fourth. This is looking really good action out on track. Mashivo has really dominated this race. We're just right on board then with Charlie and Shumi. They're fighting through turns 2 and 3 here. Charlie trying to get around the outside of... Sorry, Shumi trying to get around the outside of Charlie. Charlie, in fact, has completed the move. So Charlie back through, pretty much getting a bump draft like NASCAR. Shumi down the inside, trying to lunge it. Charlie a little bit too deep into the corner. He makes the apex though, and he's back through, and he's heading to 11th place, and he's just shy of the points at this stage. Of course, anything can still happen out on track, and position changes will probably happen, especially in the top 3, I think. Because Billy obviously has picked up quite a few penalties out on track. If you've been counting, then thank you very much for that. Key has just picked up a 3-second time penalty, as has Shumi, and that was through the S section there. But Mashiro leads 4.9 seconds of the gap. He's really dominated things out in front. The Japanese man, full of suave and full of confidence. Billy then looking to the outside on Hades. Can he try and get the move done? Ran the outside into turn 1. Hades will force the issue. It's a very off-camber corner here. Billy up the inside though, gets the move done, just runs wide. Hades and Key now getting involved as well. The Renault driver wetting his lips. Nearly gives a bit of a touch there to Hades. He's under pressure. Hades is going to lose 2 positions for the price of 1 here. He switches back in. Key has run very deep into towards turn 4, but Key has got the move done nonetheless. Hades just had to try and break the toe there, and unfortunately for him, he's lost 2 positions as a result. Billy running over the curb through turn 2, got the move done there, and Key getting the move done down into turn 4. They're running a bit deep, and Hades is up the inside. What a move that is! Opportunistic if I've ever seen it. Hades has completed the move. What an unreal move that was down the inside. Key just, nearly into the back of him there. But Key just making a slight mistake, got caught off camber of the corner. Hades switching up the inside. It's almost like a gap appeared at the rail, like in horse racing, and Key right on the back of Hades. Hades is now under pressure. Billy has broken the toe as well. He's broken the DRS to Hades and Key in behind. Lap 15, it's all heating up here out on track, and Key sails past Hades for 3rd position. The Renault, pretty much the racing point there, is sitting duck, quack, quack out on track. Had to get that in, I do apologise. Mashiro, 6.1 seconds then out in front. We'll cut to Lord Hulton and Conti as well. These two have been really scrapping the last couple of laps, and it's only begun to get this close towards the end of the race as well. The Red Bull driver doing everything in his power to try and hold off Lord Hulton, who actually deploys his DRS there a little bit too late. Maximus then is through on Atlas Coppo, and that is a big move for Maximus. He's up into 9th position out on track. As I say, I will try and do some quick maths between races to try and get the official point standings as we go into the 3rd last race of the season here. Of course, another race still to come in Mexico, and if you have liked what you have seen, like, comment and subscribe to the channel of TTTV. We have more followers, we have more subscribers now than FRL, which is absolutely unbelievable. We're a much better league than them, so keep showing the support to the drivers in the chat, keep showing the support to me as well, being your commentator for tonight, and indeed for the rest of the season as well. Mashiro leads 6.1 seconds, Billy in 2nd, Key in 3rd. He's closing up. Billy looks like he's almost running no ERS down the straight. In fact, he's only running 1 ERS. Key is going to be down the inside. He's going to break late here for turn 1. He's got the move done. Billy is sitting duck down the straight. He's just trying to manage himself slightly, but Key managing to get the move done. And unfortunate for Billy, he hasn't got any DRS. Hades, in fact, has not picked up any ERS either behind Billy. But Lord Hulton on the back of Conti still, closing up now down the straight towards turn 4 and towards the end of the 1st sector. Mashiro still out in front, has dominated affairs, the Norwegian right on the back of the Dutchman. This could get quite dicey between these two. We've already seen a couple of overtakes between these two. Conti getting past on Lord Hulton getting past on Conti, and then vice versa again, because Conti is now ahead in P6. Let's have a look at the position changes towards the end of the race. Hades has gained 3, Jeffrey has gained 2, Maximus has gained 4, Charlie has gained 4. Everyone else has either stayed the same, stayed neutral in their positions from qualifying, or they have lost positions, and in the case of Passos is completely out of the race, and that was through the S section where he lost that. Everyone, as I say, has been into the pits. There is Jeffrey in 8th. Main championship protagonist struggling here in race 1. Mashiro then leads the way, 6.5 tenths of a second, 6.5 seconds I should say, out in front, 5 tenths of a second between Billy and Key running down towards turn 1. Not going to be quite close enough then. Billy just picking up a little bit of lag, the Haas driver, and again another 3-second time penalty. He's just got to be careful. He hasn't picked one up in quite a while. Lord Hulton in the meantime still on the back of Conti trying to get this move done. We'll cut back to Billy though. Down the inside goes Billy. That is a late lunge. That's gone a little bit too wide. He was joined track on the inside. Key has done very well to get that around the outside. Credit to Billy to try to defend that position. He ran too deep into turn 4, and Key always going to get that move done, I'm afraid, around the outside, and Key's back through, and he's up into second position, and Hades at this point will be just thinking, well, if Billy can pick up another 3-second time penalty or two, then the ball might be in my course. That's what he's thinking. We're about to go on to the final lap of the race. Hopefully you guys, as I say, have enjoyed race 1. Another race still to come here, of course, in Mexico. Not quite as lively as what we've seen in Russia last week, but Mashiro leads the way by 6.6 seconds, and in fact that gap is extending out further. Key trying to unlock himself to second place. Billy is in third, but Hades could have the pick of them here. Looks like Billy not using the DRS. There's the DRS opening for Hades, but a much better run has already gone sailing past the Haas driver. He could get 2 for the price of 1 here as he closes on Key. Not going to get the move done. Hades positions his car in front of Billy to avoid attempts to try and anything there. And Key still hanging on for second, but Hades taking the pick here. The Racing Point trying to close in on the Renault. Just trying to change camera angles there at the same time. Billy is still on the back of this. This could get quite dicey. Hades picks up a 3-second time penalty on the inside of turn 4. Now through, that was through turn 5, sorry, through 6 and 7 and then into 8. Mashiro still leads 7 seconds. And as I say, it's been a totally dominant drive from the Japanese man out in front. And the McLaren team are going to be celebrating. And this might put Mashiro in the lead of the championship. I'll confirm that towards the end as Pariah is getting past Shumi late on. This is further down the field. Pariah on the outside of Shumi gets the move done, but Mashiro then round the final corner through the baseball stadium for the final time, and Mashiro wins race 1 again with a very easy win. It's 6.3 seconds to Key. I think it might have all kicked off in behind. Key is in second. Hades is in third. Billy drops down into fourth. I think Mays is going to gain big time. He does. He gains into second. Conti and Lord Hulton across the line. Billy dropping down. Lord Hulton up to 5th. Conti into 6th. Jeffrey then a race to forget maybe for the championship second. The championship second at this moment in time. Jeffrey across the line in 8th. He picks up a 5-second time penalty for an unserved stop go, of course. Maximus across the line in 9th. Loses out by 2. 10th Atlas Copo across the line in 10th. Charlie across the line in 11th. He gains a final point scoring position. Shumi across the line in 12th. Pariah across the line in 13th. And Vax Viking across the line in 14th position. What I'm going to do then is take a photo of these results and try and get my maths working out on track. There we go. So I've taken a photo of the results. I'll try and give you then the best possible results out on track. But Mashiro takes a dominant race 1 here in Mexico. And what a win for the Japanese man, continuing that good form from last week, of course, in Russia, where he took the race 1 victory after a legendary battle with Storm. Sadly, none of that for race 1 here tonight, but it is good to see a Japanese driver on the top step of the podium again. And I am going to do some quick maths then. So Mashiro getting 25 points takes him to 183 coming into this. Maximus gained 9th, so he's on 2. He gained 2 points, so he's on 182 points. Jeffrey gaining 1 point, gaining 4 points, I think it was, for Jeffrey. We'll confirm this in just a minute, and then I can do my proper maths. But Mashiro takes it out on track. Mays, the only driver apart from Vax Viking not to pick up a penalty. Mays finishing in second. Key in third with Hades in fourth. Lord Hulton in fifth. Conti in sixth with Billy in seventh. Jeffrey finishing off in 8th position, gaining on Maximus in the end. Maximus only missing out by 2/10 of a second. How that could have been different. Charlie in 10th, picking up the final point scoring finish. Atlas Cup on 11th, Shumi 12th, Pariah 13th, Vax Viking in 14th, and Passel's the only one not to complete the full complement of 18 laps. 18 laps still to come for race 2. In the meantime, I'm going to do some quick maths. I do believe, as I say, Mashiro on 183 points leads the way by 1 point. By 1 point to Maximus in second. Hades obviously finishing up in 4th position with fastest lap, so he gains 13. He's now into 3rd in the championship. How that could have been different a couple of laps before. And Jeffrey is in 4th. Only gaining 4 points on 175 points. So in fact, Jeffrey and Hades tied for 3rd position out on track. So Mashiro leads by a point going into race 2 here tonight. Mashiro from 4th, starting tonight, is now in the lead of the championship. I don't want to put a dampener on things. It can all still change, but it is the tightest season battle I've seen here in ages. In TTSL history, it's only been going a season. Trust me when I say this, it's one of the closest battles I've ever seen in any league. And I think that's a compliment to all of the drivers that we do have out on track tonight. Let's tune in then to your comments and see what you guys have been up to since I tuned in last time, of course. Having a look at some of the comments. Yeah, Storm gutted that he didn't get an invite to race 1. Of course, yeah, it is a bit of a shame. You're here for race 2 though, that's all that matters, and hopefully we do see a very good performance from you like we did last week in Russia. Strong driving from Mashiro. Yeah, damn, Maze, great race. No penalties. Great race from Maze, picking up 2nd. Might be, if I'm not mistaken, his best result of the season. And strong driving, as I say, from Mashiro, and Key saying he absolutely hates this track. Still, I think a good result from Key on race 1. Of course, we are about to go for race 2 here tonight. And Mexico could provide to be the day where the championship can either be won or lost. Mashiro, as I say, leads by 1 point for Maximus coming into race 2. Oh. So I take a lovely drink of Coke. I've still got about half a glass left, so luckily, of course, if you do want to show any of the love for our drivers out on track tonight, it is Valentine's Day, so let's share the love around in the comment section and see who you guys are supporting here tonight. Of course, if you're supporting me, then that's being a bit biased. You're supposed to support the drivers out on track, not the commentators. So if you support me, then fantastic. I do not mind at all. But as Copel then starting off on another lap, of course he finished 9th in one-shot qualifying in race 1. Let's see how he gets on here. Pariah, Passels and Storm already up there with the pace early. Down into turn 1 then, 210 mile an hour. Reach down the straight here for Atlas Copo. Down into turn 1. Hits the apex nicely. Now through turn 2 and then through turn 3 once again. Bit of a shocking run. I think Storm might have invalidated through turn 1, so he'll be starting, I think, from the back. Jeffrey might have invalidated there as well. But Key had his Mashiro all up there in the standings. 28.5 through the first sector for Atlas Copo. That was quicker than his first lap actually. Out on track, now through 6 and 7. Oh, just messing up into the double right-hander there. Had his Key, Mashiro, Pariah right up there with Lord Hulton, Shumi, Vector Viking. Of course, it'll all change out on track. We're still on board then with the Williams driver, who's struggling compared to his first lap, if I've got to be honest. Down there in 15th position, approaching the end of the middle sector to 57.8, well off his first one-shot lap in race 1. Key, Hales, Mashiro, look like the three going to be fighting out for pole position. Let's see who's going to come out on top as they come around the final couple of corners. We're on board with Atlas Copo, who invalidates his lap through there. Key across the line, he takes it with a 15 flat. So he takes it with a 15 flat. Dulls Hales, Mashiro in 2nd. Let's have a look then at the main championship protagonists, see how they got on and see how your favourite drivers got on as well. Wow, really close between the top 3. It's Key who takes it by 400th of a second. I don't think he'll be hitting this track now. Mashiro in 2nd and Hada is in 3rd. Less than 500ths of a second separating the top 3. Wow. Lord Hulton in 4th with Mays in 5th, Charlie in 6th, Pariah 7th, Conti in 8th, Maximus starting 9th. Mashiro, advantage is with you. Back to Viking in 10th with Shumi in 11th. Passels in 12th. Billy in 13th. Jeffrey in 14th. That's Atlas Copo and Storm, who did get disqualified on their lap. Storm invalidating through through turn 1. And Atlas Copo respectively invalidating through the final 2 corners. Laps turn 16 and 17. 16 drivers then about to do battle once again. Of course, if you are showing support for the drivers out on track, now is the best time to do so. Also, if you want to predict the top 3 for the race here tonight in Mexico, I'm not going to. I think this is going to be on paper the closest race of the season so far. Mashiro has got a significant advantage. He's got 7 places over Maximus coming into race 2. That is an advantage in itself. If Mashiro gets a good launch, gets Key down into turn 1, and really pulls out on the first lap, then I think Mashiro will do the double here tonight. I really could not pick, though, who is going to win. Maximus could have a really strong second race and outscore Mashiro. That might seem unlikely at this point, but you never know what happens here in Formula 1. That is the beauty of this great sport. Top 10, of course, starting on a set of soft compound of tyre, and of course, the guys from 11th down to 16th going on a fresh set of compound of tyre. Of course, as I say, they should be only using 2 compound of tyres if it all stays clean, of course. 25% racing normally comes out with 1 or 2 incidents, but everyone out on track currently. And it's Key who leads us off on the formation lap, reaching towards the end of the first sector. Shumi Passels, Jeffrey and Atlas Couple also on a set of medium compound of tyres. Now, as I alluded to in the first race, I would expect the set of mediums to last probably to around lap 10 before drivers decide to come into the pits. Lap 10, lap 11, maybe lap 12 if you are wanting to be very picky indeed. But we did see last time around, it was lap 9 or lap 10 where the drivers pitted in. So around the halfway stage, set of soft runners, lap 6, lap 7. So there is a clear wear difference between the softs and the mediums, and honestly the softs will be quicker in the first half of the race. The mediums I think will be quicker in the middle part of the race. Of course the medium runners, as I say, should be quicker towards the end of the race, because everyone on a set of softs will go into a set of mediums, everyone on a set of mediums will go into a set of softs. It will be interesting to see, of course, how it all pans out on track tonight. Let's have a look then and see what some of you guys are saying before we begin. Gaming Ollie saying he agrees. That's Pariah, of course. He agrees that this track is a terrible track. I've seen really good races around here before, and I'm really hoping that we're going to get a really good race for race 2 here tonight. Of course, race 1 a little bit short on the overtaking. Hopefully race 2 makes up for it. We've got Storm in. We should see him coming through from the back of the field. He is the final car to join up onto the grid. Race 2 then about to begin here in Mexico. The championship battle as close as it's ever been. 1 point between Mashiro and Maximus. The 5 red lights are about to go out for race 2 here in Mexico. Very long hold on the lights, but it's lights out and away we go eventually, and Key gets a very good start. Mashiro will try and cut across. It's going to be side by side between them down towards turn 1. Plenty of overtakes already happening. It's 3 wide for the lead down towards turn 1. They're literally close, really close here. Hades trying to go around the outside. Mashiro on the inside. Hades around the outside. Can he complete a move? Oh, and that is Conti coming out of absolutely nowhere. He contacts the back of Key. Maze is through into third. There's contact in the background, but Mashiro and Hades have came out unscathed. Maximus has came out unscathed as well. He's up into 5th, but Mashiro gets the jump on Hades early on, and he's up into the lead of the race once again. Hades in 2nd, Maze in 3rd, Ron Holt in 4th. Key as a result of that contact down to 5th, trying to fight his way through. Storm on the inside of Billy. He's trying to go down the inside now. Literally hammer and tongs here between himself now and back to Viking. He's trying to go around the outside. Storm not going to be quite close enough. The top also taps the back end, causes a little bit of a Constantina effect in behind, but a bit of a shoddy first lap, I've got to say. Mashiro leads them by 0.3 of a second. We'll try and catch and analyse some of the stuff that has been going on further down the field. But Mashiro leads, and he's got the gap, he's got the break. From fourth coming into tonight, he leads the way. Billy and Storm having a right set 2 in the background there. As Storm and Billy, Storm nearly contacting with Billy. Fresh set of softs has got past him though, and Storm making his way through the field. It's literally hammer and tongs between these two now. Back to Viking and Billy now down the straight. Mashiro leads then at the end of lap 1. Hades 2nd, Maze 3rd, Ron Holton 4th, Key 5th, Maximus 6th, Shumi 7th. Storm has gone through then and back to Viking. Billy has gone through and back to Viking as well, as Billy is trying to lunge it down the inside. Jeffrey has got the move done on Atlas Copel further down the field, but Storm has got through into 9th place on Billy, and he's on the back of his teammate, and his teammate is probably a sitting duck here at this stage. Storm looking to the inside here. We've got the battle for the lead kicking off as well. We'll just go on board with that in a second as Storm tries to go around the outside. This is down the inside then into turn 5, trying to get the move done on a fresh set of softs. Remember, he is a quicker driver compared to Pariah, The Pariah holds the position and causes a bit of a Constantino effect in behind. Mashiro leads them by 5/10 of a second. Billy again picking up a 3-second time penalty, but Mashiro leads by 5/10 of a second. Coming through the middle sector from Hades in second. Maze with a really good start in third. Maximus then right on the back of Key. Maximus will be looking to try and get around the outside here. Billy, Storm, Pariah, not sure what's happened further down the field. There was a Red Bull running wide. It was Jeffrey on the mini-map that was running wide. Storm and Billy are hammering tongs, of course. These guys, both really harsh rivals back in the day of a league I used to commentate on, and it looks like that's coming back to bite them once again. Maximus then on the back of Key, running down towards turn 1. Can he get the move done for 5th? Key on the outside, Key switching to the inside. Maximus trying to sail it all the way around the outside. He's locked up. Can he get the move done down the inside? He tries to commit the car. He doesn't want to lunge it down the inside. He's got a championship fight to worry about as Key comes out on top into 5th position. DRS, of course, will be enabled as they come through the end of the middle sector. Well, breathless opening to this race, and Mashiro leads by 5/10 of a second. Hades in second, Maze in third, Lord Hulton 4th, Key in 5th, Maximus 6th, Shumi in 7th. Storm has got past Billy and has now floored it, and he's into 8th, with Billy in 9th, Pariah in 10th. Let's have a look then at the position changes off the opening lap. Quite a few position changes. Most gained Storm, 8 positions gained up to 8th position from 16th, 4 positions gained for Shumi respectively, and Billy as well from 13th. Jeffrey then on the back of Vax Viking in the meantime, much better run out for the Red Bull, trying to go down the inside, job done. Jeffrey gets the move done, then down into the baseball, the stadium section, and he's got the move done. In fact, he runs very, very wide, rejoins track. That's Viking aware of the danger. Jeffrey will hold the inside line. Just got to be careful. He's on the same medium compound of tyres. Maximus then getting onto the back now of Key. And this is already looking like a job done. Maximus just sails past the Mercedes on the Renault. Job done. Maximus will cut him off. He's got the move done. He's up to 5th. So Maximus trying to bite back here in the second race. Trying to get onto the back. Storm right on the back of Shumi as well. We'll come back on board with Key and Maximus in just a short meantime. In just a short while. In the meantime, Storm trying to look around the outside. Back to Viking has ran through turn 2, and Storm has got the move done on Shumi. I don't think Shumi was going to fight that at all, as Billy is trying to fight through the traffic here as well. Billy trying to get the move done, not quite. Mashiro then still leads, not having his own way though out in front. It's Hades in second, May's doing a good job in third, but Lord Hulton right on the back and having a much better second race here. Key in 5th, Maximus in 6th, so he just liked his way through there, the S section. Shumi then right on the, well, he was right on the back of Storm, now under pressure from Billy. Billy then runs into the inside, he's got the car alongside, Shumi lets him through. Billy is up to 8th place, good move there by the Brit, and he gets the move done. On to lap 5 then we go. Mashiro then leads by 5/10 of a second from Hades in second. Is Hades going to try and get the move done on Mashiro? Mashiro already can sense what's coming. I don't think he's going to be close enough. Hades trying to go around the outside. He's got the car quarter alongside. Not going to get the move done though. Mashiro holds on to 5th position, and Maximus just in the background of shot there, just flying through turns 1 and 2. Maximus has got the move done on Key down the straight. He's got the move done. He's up into 5th position, and now Hades on the back of Mashiro. Lunging down the inside this time. This will be bold if he can pull it off, but Mashiro manages to hang on. Hades with the switch back. Trying to go down the inside. Mashiro literally not giving him any room. He picks up a 3-second time penalty for running out wide through turn 5 on the exit of turn 5. But Mashiro then leads by 0.2 of a second. Really hotting up between the top 2. In terms of the championship picture, as I said, Mashiro led Maximus by 1 point coming into the second race. And Maximus currently 4 positions behind Mashiro, which means Mashiro is going to have a clear lead, but not going to wrap up the championship here tonight unless something goes terribly wrong for Maximus. Of course, there is Jeffrey and Hades to worry about as well, and Hades is in second. He's going to be right on the coat tail of Mashiro as they come out the final corner once again. Lap 6, a third of the way through here in Mexico for race 2. Mashiro leads the way from Hades. Mashiro once again switching it to the inside. Hades should really be running in the toe down the straight if he wants to try and get the move done on the Japanese man. Slight early break there from Mashiro to try and defend the position, but Hades right on the back. We'll come further down the field though as Viking is into the bench, and Jeffrey has completed the move done, I think. Now an Atlas Copo back into the slipstream, trying to get the move done. He doesn't. Jeffrey then up to 11th position. Clean as you like. Maybe, as I say, one of the easiest overtakes you'll see all night. Maximus then up to 5th. Key down to 6th. After Conti's, I'm not sure if he outbroke himself down into turn 1, did Conti, but it was definitely Conti down the inside through turn 1, which caused the knock-on effect in behind. Of course, any stewards investigations, we will let you know next week what happens, and I'm sure you'll be able to keep on top of things within the chat as well, in the TTSL chat, and on Twitter at TTSL_F1. At TTL F1. See, I can't even get the Twitter name right. There we go. Machival then leads the way. We should see the first pit stops begin to happen. I think Hades is coming into the pits. He is. Hades is into the pits then. From second place on the from second place out on track, Hades is into the pits. Lord Hulton folds him in, picks up a 5-second time penalty for speeding into the pits. Even if you go a mile an hour over the speed limit, you do pick up a penalty. There's the yellow flag in sector 3, and Conti is out of the race. So that's through turn 15, through into 16 and 17. Hades then is out of the pits, and he's going to be out behind his teammate, which is not too shabby at all. Machival then has a clear track ahead. He's got to treat this now as a qualifying lap. He's 500 down on his personal best through the first sector. It's Mays in second, Maximus now into third, but all the positions are going to change, of course. There are the pit stoppers currently, as Charlie has gained on Pariah. I think he's undercut him there as Charlie. So Charlie out ahead of Pariah there, who pitted a lap later than Charlie in front, down in 13th and 14th position there. But Machival leads 3.2 seconds to Mays from Maximus in third. Storm in 4th, pulled away from Billy in 5th. Jeffrey in 6th, Atlas couple 7th, Passel's in 8th. Top 8 still yet to pit, and we are nearing the halfway stage here in TTSL here tonight. Onar Wittberg saying, I will drive Mexico over Monaco and Singapore. Yeah, I've got to be honest, Mexico is a great track. Machival, Mays, Maximus continues then. He's going to try and overcut Machival, I think, which will be a very bold move. If he pulls it off, I might give him a 5er. But Machival thought he was stuck in the pits there. Goodness me, giving me a heart attack. Jeffrey then comes past. Where is Hades? Hades is at the final corner. Machival just on the exit of the pit lane. This is going to be really close between them both. Hades then is going to get him. With the overspeed, Hades is into the lead of the race. The net lead of the race currently. Hades goes into 7th position. Machival out of the pits. Might be a bit disconsolate, but the undercut works around here in Mexico, and Passel's ahead, beginning to bring Hades into play. And Hades now on the back of his teammate. I have a feeling, though, there won't be any team orders for the racing points here tonight. Passel's driving his own race. Hades trying to switch it down the inside, then into the double right-hander. Passel will be wanting Hades at this moment in time. If he wanted to get out of the way, and there's clear desync, I think, between them both as Passel's is round. Hades not really contacting the back of him there. We saw that beautifully from a POV shot, so that can be taken quite literally for a steward's investigation. Hades then is still in 6th place now. Passel's down the field. He won't feel hard done by, but I just think it's a bit of desync rather than anything else. You see, I don't think there was any contact made, physical car contact made, and you can see actually Hades on a 1 bar, and he has been having that during the night. Passelt has also ran, has retired from the session, has retired out on track as well. Maximus then is into the pits, so is Billy. Maximus then hasn't overcut Machival, because there goes Machival. Maximus has actually lost time to Machival quite a lot of time as well. He's out behind Key, maybe out behind Billy as well, possibly. Assuming just coming down the final couple of corners. Key then on the back of Mays, trying to go down the inside. The Renault on the Renault on the Ferrari, trying to switch it back. A little bit of a love tap there. It is Valentine's Day, of course. And Key right on the back of Mays, trying to look himself for 7th here, trying to go down the outside. I think this is going to be job done. I don't think Mays is going to back off this too lightly. He won't. But Key has already got the move done. He's up into 7th position. Back to Viking further down the field. Has completed the move on Pariah as well. It's getting very dicey as Atlas Copo gets out of the way just about from Machival. Goodness me, that was tight. Literally a closing gap there. Atlas Copo, I don't think, was going to let Machival through. Hades and Atlas Copo maybe having a bit of an inter-team sort of strategy there, maybe. They might be in the same party, I wonder. Hades then still in third position, but Storm leads the way. He's into the pits then. Jeffrey will be coming in very shortly indeed as well. We're about to go on to lap 11. And Jeffrey, in fact, has actually been into the pits. Has he? No, Jeffrey hasn't been into the pits. What am I on about? 1 lap 10. But Mashiro right on the back then of Hades, running down the straight. This is it, Mashiro passing Hades for the net lead of the race. So Mashiro into second, Maximus out ahead of Storm, which is going to be quite interesting. And Storm and Billy find it out. And Billy goes past Storm with the overspeed down the straight. Maze has gone through on Key as well. Hades right on the back of Mashiro. I wish I had a co-commentator here to keep us through the action. But Jeffrey, 3.1 seconds down in front. Jeffrey then leads by 3 seconds from Mashiro wins second, but you can see that gap beginning to close down already. Of course, Jeffrey will have to come into the pits. There is only one driver, I think, that hasn't came into the pits as well. Charlie has, but he will go on into a different set of tyres. As down the straight, in fact, just seeing this on the mini-map, pretty on board with it now. Atlas Copo on the set of softs is through on Pariah. Down the inside made it look quite easy, and obviously the set of softs easy going to come out on top. And Atlas Copo can now focus on the track ahead, because he's got 6.8 seconds to Charlie there. He can close that down within a blinking of an eye, I think, out on track. But Jeffrey leads the way, 2.3 seconds. Into the pits he goes. That promotes then Mashiro into the lead of the race from Hades in second. These two are going to be the two closest rivals at this stage within the championship battle. We'll have to see how this all pans out, of course, as the course of the night still goes on. Key trying to go down the inside, not going to be close enough though. Could switch it back through turn 3 maybe. Just trying to switch back now. Maze going to hang on to the position, I think. So the Ferrari and the Renault still battling now out on track. Key with a much better overspeed. Down the inside he goes. Maze, is he going to fight it? He will fight it, trying to go around the outside. A bit of banging wheels there. Maze tries to put the front wing of the car up the inside, but not going to pull it off. And Key has forced his way through and he's up into 4th position. There's the yellow flag in Sector 1. It's Jeffrey that is round on a cold set of softs. He's just out of the pits. That's going to cost him. Hades then right on the back of Mashiro coming through the S section. It's 0.5 of a second. The gap has really extended out through the S section, in fact. A lot more action happening here in race 2 than in race 1, but Mashiro leads as we approach the 2/3 distance. Mashiro leads from Hades in second, Lord Holton third, Key 4th, Maze in 5th, Maximus 6th, Billy, Storm 7th and 8th, with Shumi in 9th and Charlie rounding off the top 10, Atlas Copo, Pariah, Vax Viking and Jeffrey rounding off the top 14. Pastel's retiring out on track and Conti out of the race as well. Focus then further down the field because Storm and Billy take 2 is about to happen. Billy just within the DRS range on Maximus. Storm though getting close. He's going to have to switch it to the outside line. He could have had a choice of actually going down the inside there. Storm trying to make this look around the outside then on Billy. Much fresher tyres. Billy will try and fight this. Storm will switch it back then through turn 3. Billy gets a shocking run out and Storm now trying to get the move done. A bit of lag there from Billy as well. But Storm, I think, is going to complete the move. Oh, they make contact! Billy moving across on Storm. They make contact. I'm not sure what that was about. But Billy, clearly, I think, from my point of view, coming across on Storm. These guys have been fighting quite aggressively out on track. We saw it in race 1. We've seen it here as well. And actions do speak louder than words. Contact has been made between them both, and that will definitely go to the stewards, as Charlie, in the meantime, is right on the back of Shumi. So let's focus then on action that is worth watching. Charlie right on the back of Shumi for 8th and 9th. Storm again is round in the middle sector, I do believe. As Charlie just cuts the inside of the corner. Storm, a race to forget. Well, he'll be feeling really heartbroken, I think, Storm, at this stage. If I was possibly him, I would come into the pits, go for that fastest lap, because that fastest lap point will be available. The yellow flag, Sector 2, Sector 3. Jeffrey is out of the race. So one of the main championship protagonists who was out of the points is out of the race. Jeffrey out of the race then. Maze right on the back of Key, running down the straight there. Not going to be quite close enough through into turn 3 now. Maze 4 tenths off, 6 tenths off. Job done, I think, for Key on that one. Hades right on the back of Mashiro. Yellow flag in Sector 2 is still for Jeffrey's stricken car. That car has now just been removed from the mini-map, as you see. Storm then is into the pits to repair front wing damage. Whether he'll retire in the pits is totally up to him, but from my perspective anyways, I think that was a fair call. Maybe on the decision as Hades is round. Hades is round. What on earth has happened here? Oh, and Lord Holton's gone into him. What on earth has happened here? Hades and Lord Holton. What on earth has happened to Hades? Did he pick up? Did he have a right-sided? Has he got a puncture? No, he hasn't. He's just purely lost it through the corner. Lord Holton and Hades into contact. Drama. That could have settled the title. Hades then is round, and I can't really explain what happened there. I cannot really explain what happened. Charlie ran the outside of Shumi in the meantime, gets the move done. Goldstein system may be failing there between Hades and Lord Holton. Both of them into the pits, both of them out of contention. Maze then is on the back of Key for second. Maximus could see a podium finish out of this. This race has just gone, I don't know. I can't really comment on what just happened there. That's all I'm going to say. Storm saying he is clever. Well, obviously get it into the steward's office because Charlie is right around the outside of Shumi. Not because of that, but Charlie is right on Shumi and he gets the move done. Medium compound of tyres actually lasting quite well for Charlie. He's up into 6th and will try his damn best to get home in 6th position. I think Shumi though will eventually get back past him. Yeah, Storm just commenting there about Billy. Obviously get it sent into the stewards. Of course, if you have recorded POV footage, I saw what happened on the stream. You can send that in if you want. You can, I'm sure it'll come up within the stewards chat later on. Of course, leave it up to the stewards because they are the guys that know what is best. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I will tell you who the stewards are if you are still listening, of course, to the chat for TTSL. Maximus getting closer then to the back of Maze, not really reaching in that gap just at the minute. She will then pretty much granted a race victory after Hades' spin. Maze goes very deep, could let Maximus in here, trying to go around the outside. The Brit on his fellow countryman. Maze rejoining track, not going to get the move done though there, Maximus. And still in 4th position. So just to confirm actually, TTSL, Maximus head steward, Lord Holton and Conti also stewards. And I sometimes have my input in there as well. But Maximus is the head steward, so do send it in to the stewards chat. So any of those 3 guys, send it in to one of those guys and I'm sure it will be put in the chat. And I'm sure, as I say, on the POV footage that I caught, I think it's clear what happened. But, and again, that'll up to the professionals. So I don't know anything. That's why I'm in the commentary box and not a steward. She will then, 5.3 seconds, leading the way out in front. All this race has pretty much gone to pot. Hades being let through there, I think, by Lord Holton. The racing point driver is through up into 11th position, and what a difference it could have been for Hades, for Lord Holton, and for Storm out of the points. Billy then is into the pits. Not sure why he's into the pits for. Let's have a look then. No front wing change. Set of softs for Billy. He hasn't got enough time over Charlie. This is a bit of a weird strategy. He served a 5-second stop go. That's why he's into the pits. So Billy's serving that 5-second stop go after his pit stop. Baraya then and Vax Viking going to go through. Billy will be lucky to scrap points here. As Vax Viking goes through, Billy then down into 10th position as a result of his unexpected pit stop, if I've got to be honest. Maximus then right on the back of Maze. Really the only battle we can commentate on. It's the yellow flag in Sector 1, and I'm not sure who that is. Was that Billy going slowly, I wonder? It is Billy going slowly. Is he waiting up for Storm? Let's have a look. I think he might be, yeah. I think Billy is going to wait up for Storm. Well, if he does that, then that's great for him. I think it's a bit late to be really doing that, but she will then lead on to the penultimate lap of the race from Key in second, but the real battle beginning to happen here between Maze and Maximus. This could potentially see Maximus into 2nd place in the championship once again with what has happened to Hades and Lord Holton. Now, yellow flag in for Sector 2 is for Billy. Maze is going to get the move done though on Maximus, and Maximus is through then, the Mercedes driver through on the Ferrari, pretty much like in real life. Mercedes passing the Ferrari for 3rd and 4th. Maze then will not give this up one jot. He won't give this up one bit at all. Billy then and Storm are Billy letting through Storm, which is good to see. Good sportsmanship shown there. Of course, penalties can and probably will still be granted to be awarded, so I'll just warn you on that. But Mashiro, 5.2 seconds leading the way from Key in second. Mashiro again, as a result of Hades' spin through the S section, he got caught on the curb. I can only imagine he got caught on the curb and spun the car around. The ghosting system then, in order, failing, with Lord Holton coming through in what was, I think, third position. I think he was still going to have to come into the pit anyways, but Mashiro leading through the final corner now to start the final lap of the race, and what has been a very dramatic race too. The stewards are definitely going to be busy with this one, and Mashiro leads them by 4.9 seconds as Key is holding all the cards at the minute for second. Maximus has pulled away from Maze for third, and I think you're probably going to see the order as it is, barring any penalty changes. Charlie, remarkably, is still going around on a set of mediums, and he's outpacing Shumi on a set of hards, which is hardly believable. I thought Charlie's tyres would have been done by now. 16 laps on a set of mediums. If he can get this home for fifth, then it'll be an utter miracle if he can get this home for fifth. Shumi then in sixth, Atlas Coppo in seventh, Pariah in eighth, so double Williams point scoring finish there for Shumi and Atlas Coppo, as for the McLarens as well. But Mashiro then coming through the S section for the final time. Mashiro's just got to stay calm through here. Doesn't want to pick up any unwarranted penalties. Didn't. And he's 4.4 seconds clear through the S section as Key is going to come into shot right in the background. Just peering behind. The thing is, Billy is out of the race. Billy is out of the race down the pit straight. Or was that in the pit lane, I wonder. Mashiro then coming around the final corner. The Japanese man, back-to-back wins here in Mexico. And what a championship charge this is. Mashiro takes it in Mexico from Key in second. 3 wins of the season for Mashiro now. Maximus across the line in third. Maze across the line in fourth, but no penalties again for Maze. And he gets second again. 36 points from here out on track tonight in Mexico. Charlie in fifth, but real battle beginning to happen between Atlas Coppo and Pariah down into the stadium section for the final time. Charlie then coming around the final corner. He's going to be coming across the line in fifth in the McLaren. Shumi across the line in sixth. Atlas Coppo across the line in seventh. Pariah across the line in eighth. Hopefully no penalties. Well, Atlas Coppo's got plenty, so we're going to be seeing a lot of changes. Max Viking up to eighth. Hades up to ninth. Lord Holton up to 10th, so Hades actually does get points out of all of this. And as a result of Billy's unwarranted pit stop and a DNF out of the race as well, Storm with a race to forget. Hopefully he can focus on next week, hopefully he can attend next week, and hopefully he can focus on next week in Brazil. Across the line in 12th position. That is the action over and done with then in TTSL, and Mashiro takes back-to-back victories here out on track tonight after his race 1 win in Russia. Race 1 and 2 in Mexico goes to his way. It's the championship after tonight. From 4th starting tonight, Mashiro now leads the championship, and I repeat that again, he leads the championship. So if you're a fan of the Japanese driver, let it be known in the comment section now. I'm sure everyone now tuning into the comments after that race. And remarkably, once again, we've got a higher stream than FRL going at the minute, which is fantastic. Let's have a look then in some of the comments that are coming through. Driver of the day, Maze. No penalty 2 races in a row is just wow. Yeah, I totally agree on that. I think Maze deserves driver of the day. Well, he did pick up a 3-second time penalty, but he still gained on the drivers ahead. So not totally clean out on track, but driver of the day still goes to Maze for me. Mashiro then takes it out on track, back-to-back wins, 50 points, the full complement. He might have set, I think he set, no, Storm, I'm not sure who set fastest lap of the race. Billy might have, I'm not sure. Yeah, Storm has set fastest lap of the race. Mashiro takes it from Maze in second, Key in third, Maximus fourth, Charlie in fifth, Shumi sixth, Pariah seventh, back to Viking in eighth, Hades in ninth, Lord Holton in 10th. Well, if it was mini league, OWR will be picking up a load of points. Atlas Coppo in 11th, and Storm, a race to forget for him in 12th. Billy, Jeffrey, Passels and Conti, both Red Bulls out of the race. The Hearts and the Racing Point respectively also out of the race, out on track. But Mashiro takes a double victory. I thought it was quite unlikely for him to take a double victory within the second race. Of course, Mashiro doing a fantastic job. As you can see, the stadium section there. Hopefully I haven't had a disconnect or anything like that. But in the meantime, I will try and get some of you stuff in the comment section. Conti went mental for some reason, says Charlie. Of course, do get it into the steward's office. I know, as I've said already, the stewards are going to be very busy out on track here tonight. But thank you very much for tuning in here to TTSL. Brazil awaits next week for the final 2 rounds of the championship. The final 2 races await for us in Brazil. A championship showdown, potentially between 4 drivers. Mashiro, Maximus, Jeffrey and Hades. All being well, hopefully, I will bring you the points, bring you the updated points next week at the start of the stream. Of course, tune in to tomorrow night's action of CRC, Competitive Racing Club. Alan Cabby will be taking you through Tier 1. Sorry, he'll be taking you through Tier 2. That's at 7:30, and then Tier 1 action will be starting from 8:30. That'll be Alan Cabby and myself going to be taking you through that one. And CRC have actually just tweeted out some pictures of Recap Le Mans for everybody. Well, if you want to have a look at that, follow them at Competitive RC. At Competitive RC if you want to follow for Project Cars 2 action. Plus, if you want to stay updated with the league, like, comment and subscribe to all TTG leagues here on TTTV. I've been your commentator, James Head. Thank you very much for tuning in. Until the championship showdown next week in Brazil, goodbye.